I would allow a pop singer with an R&B singer, with a folk singer, with a singer-songwriter, with a classical singer, all in the same ensemble at one time, expressing themselves as individuals, learning from each other constantly, and dropping them into the integrity of these beautifully written pieces. Now, we've created a sound that just doesn't happen. And in that, we have also accidentally kind of trained these singers to be able to sing anywhere, any place, anytime, in any genres. And that is the very definition of being a professional recording studio session singers. Welcome to Ensemble 109.
Coming into Ensemble 109, I had no clue what to expect. And then I got here and I could see all these people who could sing like so good and were trained classically in music, and I was really intimidated at first. And then after we started singing in the studio for the first day, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I want to do with my life, you know what I mean? Like singing with all these great singers and just having a good time with it and making it your own. It's really awesome.
My mom told me about it. She said, you need to get involved with this. Gary is good, because my mom knew Gary 17 years ago. Her roommates were all singers and did this group when he was here. He said, it's all about the individuals singing in a group. We focus on us as an individual singing with other people and tuning that together and making it tight and making it sound amazing, which is something that Gary's really good at.
I really like Ensemble 109. My first impression is that it's a very well thought out and well assembled group. I can tell that a lot of careful planning and precision went into picking the right people to get the right sound, the right mix.
Gary is different than any other teacher that I've had in my life, for sure. He tries to pull everything out of us that we have. If we have anything to offer, he's going to pull it out of us. He wants to like squeeze every bit of musical talent that we have out, which, you know, includes like coming up with runs on your own, or coming up with new styles or new versions of singing, or maybe like just copying someone else's voice just to see if you can do it. And it's so fun. Like every time we come in here, he's teaching us and you don't even realize that he's teaching, because he's just pulling things out of us. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can do that now. It's awesome. He's the best. And he's, you know, crazy. He's just wild, you know. You never know what he's gonna say, but it's awesome because you're always expecting something new. Every time you come to class, you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know you're gonna be singing and you know you're gonna have a great time. So I love that.
I like Gary's teaching style. I like the way that he lets you kind of experiment a little bit and play around with things, but at the same time very nuanced in what he's looking for. Like, he knows what he's looking for. If you find something better, if you do something that's out of the ordinary, something that stood out and he likes it, he runs with it. So he's not closed off to ideas. Very precise. Meticulous is a good word. Very meticulous.
Gary's teaching style is interesting, actually. He takes basically the way you sing and makes you do it completely different. He takes you out of your comfort zone and leads you off into a new direction and broadens your spectrum, your ability. He makes you better by forcing you to do it a different way and having a lot more tools in your tool bag of singing, and it makes you a better artist. Really, it's amazing. In the studio, we just hang out. We all learn songs, specific songs as a group. The boys learn one song usually, and the girls learn one song usually. And that takes about 30 minutes. And then after that, we spend time recording in the studio, in this room actually, and we track our songs and get them perfectly, and then he puts them out usually.
A lot of it's being done in a recording studio setting where, just the fact that you can hear yourself readily.
Well, other groups, it's been a lot about like practice and repetition and make sure you sound like everybody else. Here, it's better for you to stand out. You know, he wants you to be different and be yourself and come up with crazy things, and even if they're not good, just do it anyway and figure out who you are. And I love that because I love being myself. So.
I not only like the way that the people click, just the other people just as people, we all seem to get along, but musically, we're all kind of on the same page. Like, we all jumped on board, we all mesh well, while still retaining the nuances of our individual voices.
Gosh, everyone has their own unique style of singing, that's for sure. it's really interesting to see how, like, when we come together, it sounds so good all together. Like, you wouldn't expect someone who sings raspy, sometimes like me, to go so well with someone like Caroline, who's smooth jazz, like Nora Jones kind of singer. But we do, we make it work. We can just look in each other's eyes and just sing with it. Since the time I was 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to sing, and it's definitely something I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. I'm excited about it. Audition for Ensemble 109. That's all I've got to say. Gary Powell is just, he's great, and he's inspired a lot of people, I'm sure, through this. So thank you, Gary, also.
We gotta learn how to sing. We gotta learn